welcome to VIVALADERBY Super Fun Happy Time! Roll call! Kahuna!
Denominator!
Cyclonzilla!
Kahuna!
Denominator!
Cyclonzilla?
Kahuna! Denominator Cyclonzilla!
Hey.
There he is.
What's up?
Dump truck.
Hello.
This might be the coolest thing ever.
How you doing?
Nah, I'm tired. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired myself. Probably not as tired as you though.
What time is it?
It's 3:50 in the morning.
What the fuck are you doing awake?
Yeah. Well, who knows?
He's a rock star. That's what he does.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I have an excuse there for a second.
Cool.
How's life, man? What's up?
Oh, this is really exciting.
I know. I'm fucking giddy as shit right now. It's just so cool.
This is very cool. All right, Nigel, what are we doing?
A segment called In Bed with Dump Truck.
Brown chicken, brown cow. And no, I'm not wearing pants.
Well, you did promise you would be pantless in our presence soon.
Hey,
Sort of.
that's the kind of guy I am. I hold up my word.
Are we recording, Nige?
We are. We're good. We're recording.
Oh, okay then. Cool.
We're very lucky to be joined tonight, all the way from across the skies, through the wonderful modern technology that is Skype. A personal commentating hero of mine, but also, controversial figure in the world of roller derby. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. Welcome to VIVALADERBY Dump Truck.
What is happening, y'all? This is awesome.
Welcome, Dumpy.
Welcome aboard.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, Dump Truck. This fourth person is Anno War.
Hey, what's happening, man? How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm overweight, but I like it.
I know that feeling.
This has got to be the dopest thing ever.
How good is technology, eh? Computers.
I can't spell it, but I like to use it.
So where are you at the moment, sir?
Right now, I am in Boise, Idaho. And we are, Pitchett and I, another member of this little podcast that these other assholes like to talk about roller derby all the time.
Yep.
We're stopped in Boise, and we are on our way to Denver to go skate tomorrow and hang out in my former hometown. And then we're going to go to Kansas City for South Central Regional. So we were just at Westerns in Portland. So just another day on the road.
You've got the life, Dumpy.
I do have a good time. I'm a lucky son of a gun.
Are you riding the bike cross country?
No, my bike's actually in LA right now. It's getting some work done to it. And she's had a hard year. I put 19,000 miles on that bike this year.
Ah, cool. What?
So yeah, I'm actually in the Derby Supply van with Pitchett.
That sounds romantic.
There's some magical moments that happen on the road. There really are. Some awkward moments as well, but mainly magic.
I've noticed on Facebook, now my iPhone is playing up at the moment, so I haven't been able to download or listen to them, but you've been releasing something called Ramblings on the Road or something. What is that?
It's a way to pass the time on the road. Like we put about 20 hours underneath our feet every time we get in the van.
Wow.
At one time. We were going to do that today, but Westerns just ended. We're both a little tired, so we want to get some sleep and not be stupid. Pitchett's actually sleeping in the other room. I hope I'm not waking him up, but if I am, he'll get over it.
If you wake him up, put him on the show. just drag him over. Just be like, hey, someone wants to talk to you.
Just an old friend of the show.
Yeah, last time Pitcher was on with us was about this time as well, I think.
Well, he's waking up here in about, what is it? Well, now it's almost 4, so in 30 minutes he'll be awake.
Yeah, he's got a long drive ahead, though, so we'll leave him be.
Well, no, he'll drive, and then I'll wake up. I'm going to go to sleep once I get in the van, I guess. And this is totally worth staying up for, by the way. This is so fucking cool. But
I'm so glad you're just as excited as we are.
This is a highlight for sure. This is so dope. But he'll be up in like 30 minutes, and then I'll go to sleep. And then I'll wake up after like 4 hours, and I'll take the reins for a while. And we'll be good. We switch back and forth. He does most of the driving. I think he's good at that. I'm good at sitting there and entertaining myself.
Pretty.
Yeah, but the recordings have been fun. We've been doing those just to kind of pass the time. And it's been a lot of fun. So I've been learning a lot about GarageBand and how I can manipulate it and have fun with it.
Is that an iPhone app, is it?
No, it's I got my MacBook in the van.
Okay, cool.
20 hours together in a confined space is a hell of a way to get to know a person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just like random shit we talk about. I'll write down little notes as we have conversations. And then we just kind of do a recap on the dumb shit that comes out of our heads. It's fun.
Speaking of dumb shit that comes out of your head, I've just listened to all 3 days of the Beston's recaps from Derby Deeds, a podcast favourite of ours. But I feel like I know all about it. But for our listeners out there who might not have tuned in yet, because, I don't know, they're under a rock or something, tell us about one of the best weekends you've probably had in a while.
Yeah, I'm so lucky where every single weekend of mine is roller derby, and it's never the same. It's always different. It's always great. There's always fantastic people. But then you go to a region playoff tournament, and it's all those things, and it's top tier roller derby. It's never faster. It's never smarter. It never hurts as much as it does at the top. And to see that displayed in very many different ways, some of it playing derby, some of it not. It's just the dynamic and the different strategies that every team uses to build their entire body of work around. And, it's just amazing. It's really intense. You can feel the energy, and everybody's so excited to be there, and everybody that's got 8 wheels at that tournament deserves to be there, and they've worked so hard to be there. And then you see games like Rose City, Rat City, Gotham, Ole, Bay Area, Denver, Bay Area, Rose City. Like, all those games are just epic. I
gotta tell you, man, you guys are spoiled living in an environment like where you can see that level of derby all the time. And I don't think, listening to the way you and Megatron and Pitcher, you all talk about this sport that you're not necessarily playing, but you love. And that passion really comes through. I don't want to, it's not the suck-up hour here on Viva La Derby, but every time I listen and the way you talk about this sport, it fuels the passion inside me as well. Like, it's just so evident and so apparent that you love this game.
Well, it comes around full circle. So there are people out there that put that energy in me too, and if that can continue to go, via me, that's just fantastic. Then roller derby's doing what it's supposed to be doing right now. We all fuel each other. We do. It's just how it is. And roller derby is 100% my life right now. Like, I don't have a job. Also, I'm a broke ass motherfucker. But, I'm also, I don't know how I got to be this happy. I don't know why I'm allowed to be this happy, but fuck it all, man. I'm doing roller derby, and I'm alive, and I'm living my life. I'm not going to die without living, and right now I'm living.
Amen.
Sounds awesome.
You're just a derby drifter, aren't you?
That's right. I'm a roller derby gypsy, baby.
Now, Dumptruck, let me ask you, brother. One of the things that I always hear from American, we get coaches, we get skaters, we get people come down from the States to Australia. One of the general consensus is that down here, we're probably maybe a couple of years behind the States as far as level of play, as far as strategy goes. Western's has seen maybe, I don't know, the next evolution of a type of strategy that hasn't been all that welcome by fans. Slow derby, going to the next degree now as Stopper Derby. Tell us about how it was taken live in person there.
Poorly, very, very poorly. I was on the broadcast for the second no Derby game that we saw over the weekend by Rat City. The first game would be when they played Denver. And to be quite honest with you, I was text messaging during that game because I didn't have anything to watch. And I'm not just talking shit. I mean, that's literally what I was doing. And I was trackside. I was using that little piece of paper that says I'm an announcer to the nth degree. I was like, this means I can go sit right by the track? Okay, I'm going to sit right by the track. That's my paycheck right there. Just let me sit here. And it just, what was I going to watch? You know?
It's hard to call when there's nothing going on, right?
Right. Well, it's like, I was going to watch somebody win a roller derby game by not playing it, and it was really frustrating. And I'm a really good friend, and I know it's not going to be received well, but this is the truth. So it's going to get received the way it's going to get received. I love Rat City. They're great. I've had great friendships with a lot of those girls for a lot of years, at least 5. And what they did with that strategy, I understand the point that they're trying to make with making flaws in the rule set obvious, but not at a qualifying tournament to go to the championship tournament. It was tough to swallow. It sucked. And then the following night was even worse. Whenever they played, why is my brain farting? What time is it again?
Because it's 4 a.m.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
It's 4 a.m. now. But yeah, whenever they played RMRG, and they literally did not skate. There were 5 total jams where there was no movement off of the Pabst Blue Ribbon jammer line by any member of either team. Yes, there were 2 teams involved. It's not all Rat City's fault. But why would you skate if you have a lead and all the other team wants to do is run the clock down? You're just giving them the win. 10-point win or not, a W is a W, no matter how you spell it. And 10-point win, 60-point win, somebody went to the losers bracket, somebody's going to Denver. So,
and it's not Red City.
Right, exactly. And it sucks. But I hated seeing it, and I hated seeing some of my favorite people and some of the most talented people in roller derby doing it. But, it happened. It was part of the drama that was Westerns, and roller derby has no shortage of drama. And it also led into a pretty fantastic Sunday. They played Rose City, and that's the roller derby that I love. That's the Rat City that I've always respected. And I'm glad they ended it that way, because in my mind, they did their thing, they proved their point, and now they're back to play some roller derby, and I'm okay with that. So I'm really glad they finished the weekend the way they did, but to watch the game and to call the game, during that it was tough. It was tough. I mean, there was a point in the second period of the Rocky Mountain Rat game that there was no commentary.
Yeah.
None. It was silent.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have anything to talk about. You didn't give us any roller derby talk. I didn't fall in love with watching a pickle slide down the window. And it's going to take that. It doesn't do shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was tough, but, there's tomorrow.
That's it.
There's more derby. I mean, it's not the first time. It's not the last time we're going to get shocked by a loophole in the rules either. So, our sport is very young, and we're still learning, man. So, it's a part of the story. We're not going to forget it. And looking forward to future evolutions in the WFTDA rule set.
Well, I hate to have such a downer on such a joyous occasion to have Dumptruck on the show. So what were some of the good things that happened at Westerns?
Dude, that's good shit, man. You feel free to ask those questions. It's all good.
So what were some of the highlights then from Westerns?
Yes. Like the entire thing.
The entire
Yeah. Even the sourpuss portion, this was so good because it's part of the entire story, You don't get, you don't get like unbelievably enjoyable moments without remembering how shitty the bad ones were, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's it.
it's all part of it, and it totally works. And I'm glad I could be a part of it. I don't know what possessed me to announce 9,000 freaking games in one weekend, but I was super lucky. Angel City brought me there, and so did Bay Area. And so I announced all of their games.
I don't think you said that right, Dumptruck.
Angel City and Bay Area?
Bay Area? That's not how you say it.
There's people sleeping in the other room, aren't there?
At 4 a.m., that's how you say it. But, it was, man, I'm just blessed. I've got great people around me all the time. And you show it to a roller derby tournament like that, and it even takes it to another level. The roller derby play was great. The camaraderie was great. Seeing the old faces was awesome. Meeting some new ones was fantastic. And, it reminds you, whenever you go to the big shows like that, the big tournaments, the ones that count, that have weight, that, they have a mass to them. Just, you wake up in the morning. I woke up at 7:30 in the morning. I do not do that. That is not on my list of shit to do today.
You go to bed at 7:30 in the morning by the sounds of it.
Ding. But it's like, but I woke up at 7:30. I wasn't like, fuck, it's 7:30. I was like, man, I got announce roller derby at 10 a.m. This is going to be so dope. Hell yes. Get up, brush all 3 of my teeth, go take a shower, and, take my pants off, put a lack of shorts on, and see if I can go offend some normal people and talk about roller derby and try and have some fun. I mean, it was just so good, up and down. And Westerns is, my region for sure, especially starting with Denver and Rocky Mountain. And that's where I've got most of my long roller derby relationships. So it's really like seeing some friends who I get to see on a semi-regular basis. And it was just so good up and down. One of my favorite things about this weekend was just getting to be a part of the production there. I feel like it went really well. And the games that were given to us, I think were, for better or for worse, they were dramatic and they were worth watching. They were worth talking about. And I feel like if you were paying attention to that tournament from top to bottom, you came away feeling like you really were a part of something. And it's always good to be a cog in the wheel.
Now, with tournaments like this, Dumpy, do they have time for after parties?
Yeah, they do. Doing the Derby Deeds thing, we did our wrap-ups every day, which kind of takes us away from the after party, but we really like doing it, and we feel like it's important to do it. And so we go to the hotel room and do our Derby Deeds thing, and then I don't leave Megatron until he's done editing, because I'm not going to go party without that guy. He's his ass off.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
That's sweet.
I do all the editing.
Yeah,
you're on your own there, Nudge.
I wish I had that same sort of backup.
We have a bromance. It's kind of special.
Oh.
But I stick by the guy, and then whenever he's done, we'll go out or we won't. And we didn't go out until Sunday night, but as I warned everyone the entire day on Sunday, is that I'm going to need a babysitter. Because Drunk Truck is about to show up, and I'm not going to apologize to anyone on Monday. You just have to be aware that you're going to have to deal with it. And I went to the after party in a unitard with sequins, and I woke up the next morning without it. So somebody else has it. But congratulations. Please post photos on Facebook. That is a traveling unitard that has been going around the country for years.
Now, moving on from Westerns, because I just don't want that image in my head anymore.
Fire. You're lying to your fans and friends.
Olympia 1, Rocky Mountain 2nd. They're going to become, what's the feel going into championships? Obviously, Gotham's got to be in the mix, but is that mean Ollie's, they're holding it down? They're taking the reins back from Rocky Mountain?
They did at Westerns. We still got 4 weeks, right? We got some time. Rocky Mountain's able to adjust. I think their biggest problem was their ability to maintain their composure. I think that was the biggest part of the problem, and that translated into penalties, which translated into skaters not being where they were supposed to be, like on the track, and just a lack of the normal type of togetherness and solid team play that we see from the first whistle to the last. That you look at the second period of that game, and it was a whole other game. It was really intense, and like everybody was there. They got in sync, and it was a game. But Ole was already ahead, and they're not giving anything away.
Yeah.
And they looked great. They looked so good, and I was really, really stoked to be able to see that kind of a matchup. Now, you talk about going into championships and Gotham being in the mix. Gotham may be the mix this year. They look so tough. I've been staring at roller derby for a couple of days now, and looking at what Gotham does, no matter who they do it to, I mean, it's just everything is done with intent. It doesn't look like anything is on accident. It looks like everything is an intentional move, like they planned it out that way.
Yeah.
And they look so scary, man. They look so scary.
400 points in 60 minutes is pretty fucking scary. I don't even know how many laps that is, or how you can do that in that short amount of time. But Gotham looks for real this year.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. That's one of my favorite things about going to the championship tournaments. Is one of the very few times you get to see teams like Gotham, who tend to be in the very tip top of their game in their region, almost by themselves a little bit. I mean, they've got other people that are really good at roller derby out there too, but this year it's Gotham and everybody else. And I'm really looking forward to see what it's going to be like when it's Gotham and everybody else that's also, at the top tier of their level. It's crazy because it's a different kind of derby, The Ole's out there don't play like the Gothams out there. The Charm Cities don't play like the Bay Areas. And, it's similar, but it's also very different. To see those worlds collide is always dramatic.
Now, one of the things that we're sort of lucky enough to have down in Australia now is that one of our leagues, Victoria Roller Derby League, has managed to snag apprenticeship status with WIFTDA, which means that we're actually getting to see, like for the first time, some international roller derby on our shores, besides like the Great Southern Slam last year, which you were involved with. We saw Texas earlier on. We saw we're going to see Rat City in November, which we're really excited about, and it's the first time we're seeing that sort of level of play on our shores. But still, Victoria and maybe Sun State, similar to what I guess you're saying as far as Gotham, Ole, Rocky, are at the top, and they're by themselves. How do other leagues, like one thing that I've struggled, because we're from a smaller league in our area that are working hard to get up there, but the gap between the top level and even the second level and the third level, fourth level is so immense. How do leagues come into, I mean, they're nationally ranked, they're top 10 leagues, but have no chance of beating Gotham. How does that gap begin to close over time? And, what do we do to make sure that there isn't blowouts for the rest of Derby?
I was actually talking about this kind of a little bit earlier this evening. But it's a few different things. It's a true dedication. I mean, if you think that Gotham doesn't have every single one of their all-star players on a dietary plan, you're mistaken. I mean, it's down to that.
Yeah, like real athletes.
Right.
It's like
real dedication. Are you going to be at practice or not? Making attendance can't be an issue.
Yeah.
You need to make over attendance. Oh my God, look, I've got life. No, I don't. I got roller derby tonight. Because that's what helps us live our life. I mean, you want to be at the very, very top. You want to be at that point where people are talking about you every time. Then you have a true team unit that sticks to a professional plan and still somehow learns how to balance their life and get your ego out of play. Just because you may have been doing it this way doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be done.
Yeah.
The sport's evolving rapidly, so quickly. We went from a 5-page rule set to a 45-page rule set in no time flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, things are, but there's forward momentum, massive amounts of forward momentum. So you've got to be able to adapt, and you've got to be able to dig into those rules. If you do not know how to argue, your way out of anything, whether it be true or not, you should know how to manipulate those rules to your advantage. It's got to be your MO. You've got to know those rules. It needs to become firsthand, where it's just reactionary. It almost becomes instinct. This happens during gameplay. I know the rules so well, so I don't have to think about strategy. Strategy happens. And it's a big dedication level, I think. And you look at the teams that are at the top. You look at Gotham. How physically fit are they? I mean, every one of them look like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
You look at Rocky Mountain, full of crazy athletes. You look at them, you see athletes. You look at Ole, you see athletes. It's time to get serious. If you want to be at the very top, you need to be professionally trained, how to train. And there are people within organizations that can do that, personal trainers and things like that. Yeah. Of course, Ole's got these advantages by having the Adametrices out there and that know all about the technical side, and obviously the roller derby side. And then you got the D ranges and the psychobabbles and the Fridas. I mean, it's just like you come together and you get these materials, and it just comes down to your training regimen, your dedication, and your ability to absorb information, and to not make being right a priority.
So, taking that into consideration, and obviously for a league to get to that point where you're getting 20, 30 girls, or maybe 20 in travel team, all on the same page, all striving for the same goal, to be that elite. Not every league's going to be able to do that. If you were to get into a DeLorean and go 88 miles per hour into 3-4 years into the future, we always ask people, what do you want for Derby in the future? Mm-hmm. But instead of asking what do you want for Derby, what do you actually see as the next evolution? In Australia, we're gonna get caught up in the wake of whatever the evolution is in the States and kind of go along with the ride. But what do you see as the next step of Derby?
Well, for one thing, I think that y'all going along for the ride is rapidly coming to a conclusion. Y'all are more than sustainable on your own. You don't need us. That's for sure. But it's awesome that you say that, so thanks. We're all learning together. I mean, the evolution is happening really, really quick, and our sport is in its infancy. It's only at the longest of days, 10 years old. I mean, the grand scheme of things, that's, a hard fart going through a fishnet. I mean, it's nothing. In the future, I don't know where I see roller derby really going. I see it getting thicker. I see it getting much better. I just hope that I'm a part of it. I don't know. I don't think that far ahead. Those aren't my decisions to make.
Yeah.
I am allowed to be in this community, and I'm blessed that I'm allowed to be in this community. And so I would continue to attempt to evolve with the sport as it evolves before me, and hopefully I can continue to be around for many, many days to come. But that's a really fucking hard question to ask.
Especially at that time of the morning, eh?
Yeah, we usually stump people with this one.
I talk about whatever all day long. It's what I love. It's just hard to, will I see it go professional in 10 years? I don't know. Maybe. Do I give a shit? Fuck no.
That was me.
You're having fun the way it is at the moment.
Oh, fucking right. I'm happy to be in the room. You have let me be in the coolest room in school. And fuck all if I haven't met the best people on the planet while in that room, If it stays the way it is, then I guess I'm just going to have to continue to be happy with my life. If it gets better, well, fuck me running. Damn, if my life has to be more fun. That's really what I see it. This is my passion. This is what I love. This is what I'm going to talk about when I'm 80.
It's a pretty good answer to a hard question.
You're definitely a glass half full kind of guy, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Half empty. I never got drunk off a glass that was half empty.
Yeah, that glass is half full of Jack Daniels too.
Yeah, man. Now it's a party.
Speaking of parties, one of the things that we were excited to hear about coming out of RollerCon is the potential of a RollerCon Down Under.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please come along. Please come along.
That is the only trip that I care about next year, honestly. And then there's a reason that I'm saying it. It's because if you say it, then hopefully it will become true.
You're not just pandering to your Australian listeners now, Dumptruck. It's not like, hello, Cleveland!
Oh, man.
I love Australia! Yeah!
From all the way over here. Oh, shit, I have to come back. I've missed Australia since before I left it, and I felt that way the first time when I was in the Navy. But even more so now. But the only trip that I'm planning on going next year is RollerCon Oz. That's it. That's the one I'm really focusing on. Y'all are in such a great and important stage in roller derby right now, to where everything is growing really quickly. The education is out there. The training is being accepted. New leagues are still popping up. The time for a heavy community is now to help further that growth, and that's really what RollerCon does. Yes, there's great boot camps and workshops and classroom sessions and all that, but the networking, the handshakes, the hugs, the unity, the community that you get to build, you don't have that infrastructure yet. You have major challenges as a continent with the distribution of your population. Yes, I have thought about this.
So have we.
Without a doubt, of course. But, I mean, it's like you got these major challenges like that, and now you actually have an event that is not only being organized, but it's worth your time. It's worth your investment to be a part of that community, to be a driving force in it. The more that you guys get to play, the more that you guys just get to be together, the better Australian roller derby is going to get. And I've been super lucky to get to go down there and bear witness to the first true large event in the Southern Hemisphere, to where this is the first time a lot of these leagues have played anyone else at all.
Yeah.
And fuck yeah for that. You gotta have a first before you can have a second.
I'm so fucking excited right now.
Yeah.
And VIVALADERBY will do whatever we can to help you get here. If you need any help, just let us know if we can help out.
Dude, I get so pumped thinking about going back to Australia and being a part of RollerCon. You guys excite me. My heart is so far below the equator, it's out of control. Y'all are amazing. You treated me so well, and I continue to think about you on a daily basis. Y'all are great, and I love the shit.
Buddy.
And I hope to be able to have the opportunity to maybe facilitate a couple of workshops while being down there. I want to try and pass on some of the nuggets of bullshit that have been passed on to me. Make someone else's roller derby announcing or whatever else experience that much easier to deal with and more enjoyable to be a part of.
I'll be at the front of that class, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to say, make sure there's a few front row seats saved for the VIVALADERBY crew.
It probably won't be any fun.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
I hate fucking fun. That shit's terrible. I cuss all the fucking time because I got a dirty ass goddamn mouth.
Hey, we're okay with that. We got the explicit tag on iTunes.
Yeah.
It's not a problem at all.
In America,
it's Australia. We can swear and say profanities all day long. It's all good.
Yeah, we swear.
Part of our daily vocabulary.
Dude, listening to your radio stations when I was there for TGSS it just threw me off. I used to do radio. That's how I got my start, back in forever ago. And I was listening to the radio. I was like, somebody's in trouble. It's like, wait. They're all talking like that. Those goddamn lucky sons of bitches.
Yeah, no, nobody gets in trouble here. recently people have been getting in trouble for doing some very obvious racist things on TV, but that's only really just come about. But before, people used to just get away with murder. It was full on. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'd rather get away with murder than racism any day.
Yeah. So you're going to the World Cup?
I don't know. I hope so. It's in the air. I want to go. I mean, that's definitely a bucket list. But, dude, seriously, y'all, I don't have an address. Like, I'm not complaining about it. This is just like the reality of the situation. Dump Truck does not have an address. He has a motorcycle, and he lives on the back of it. He sleeps on your couch. He drools on your floor. He talks about roller derby. He likes whiskey.
You're really selling it. You're really selling it for the people that want to house sit you when you come here for RollerCon Australia. Like, it just...
Do you like nasty, hot smelling farts? Well, then Dump Truck will be your temporary roommate.
You don't sound that much different to our old roommate, actually.
Well, your personal life choices are not my fault. No, but it's like, I hope to get to go, but like right now, it's like I don't have like a vocation that helps fund my derby travel. My derby travel just kind of gets perpetuated, and it ends up happening somehow last minute with 5 minutes to go, and that's okay. I like it because in the end, everybody's smiling and we're having a good time. But getting from Southern California all the way to Toronto, Canada is that's a long walk.
Yeah.
So, trying to get the funds together and stuff is probably going to be a challenge, and it sucks because I can't even focus on it because we're in the middle of the Big Five.
Yeah.
So the that I'll actually be there is slim, but it's gonna suck so hard. But if I get to go, I get to go. I'd love to be able to go and represent and talk about roller derby and outdrink every other country on the planet that has roller derby.
I'm thinking you're going to have a bit of competition with Australia, buddy.
Yeah, that's what everybody fucking says. That's what Johnny Pistol said until he was asked to stop drinking shots at TGSS.
Oh, hold on.
I love that guy. That loud, tall, obnoxious, Aussie announcing, marching band jacket wearing bastard is awesome.
Well, hopefully one day, very soon, Dump Truck will be able to share a drink.
Hey, I'm not.
Drinks.
They're more fun if they come on a tray. There's like just a choice, really, a smorgasbord, if you will. Here's your tray of bad decisions. Enjoy. So it's supposed to be, December next year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe that's to be the case.
In the Vegas of Australia, Queensland.
No, so, I mean, I've got, I'll have a little over a year to plan for it, so hopefully I can figure out a way where I can sock something away, and over a year's time I can afford to come over to Australia and do some things. We'll see. I don't know. I can't see past, 3
Gypsies don't make plans.
Right, yeah.
It just happens.
Work themselves out, and suddenly I'm in someplace cool around the dopest people on the planet.
Relying on the kindness of strangers.
That's what he said.
You're a bit of a derby poet, Dump Truck.
No, I'm more of an asshole that rhymes.
Alright, I guess we better let you get back to bed then, Dump Truck.
That's so funny because in 2 minutes, Pitch's alarm going off and I'm getting in the van.
Oh, you're kidding. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to have a chat to us.
Oh, seriously, this has been so much fun. Y'all are so awesome. I love listening to your show. And actually, Pitchett and I were talking about it today, wondering what the new format was going to be like, because we are paying attention and we like what we hear.
I think this chat might actually be one of the episodes of the new format. What do you reckon, girls?
Yeah, I think so. Although in episode 7 we did say there was going to be a fantastic guest in episode 8, and we were going to surprise everybody, and we don't have one.
Oh, there we go.
So we might have to use a bit of this, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We have animal.
Oh yeah, animals fun and
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, thanks, Mames. Thanks.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Mamie.
But she's in our team, so
It's a little
you
bit
can we just see her.
So I don't count as a fantastic guest.
No, I'm just joking.
All right, Dump Truck, for all our listeners out there who might be living under a rock, don't know who the fuck you are, how can they find out more about you?
You can go to Facebook. You can type in Dump Truck as one word. It's a fan page there with all sorts of shenanigans. And shit, we're at derbydeeds.com, Roller Derby podcast. We try to cover everything roller derby, men's, juniors, United States, Canada, Australia, European. If you like to skate fast and turn left, we like to talk about it.
Oh, we've heard of it. We've heard of it.
Yeah.
And
What was it? Dirty Deeds?
that's it. You're buying me shots. I guess you can go to about.me/dump truck, and you can find out some more shit about me there. And YouTube and all that stuff is on there, and I do video updates all the time. And I like to show everybody that I have fun.
One last question. Is your face going to be on a billboard in Times Square?
That is so awesome that you asked that. Let me read you an email I received this afternoon.
Oh, I'm gonna wet myself.
Exclusive news.
Yeah, because it's going to be aired on your show and not mine first. Hang on, where is it? About.me contest! Exclamation point. I actually literally filled my pants up whenever I saw this email.
I like how he's literally there. That's good.
Yeah, it was a mess, but there was a fire department nearby. Hello, Dump Truck, in parentheses, Robert, exclamation point. Thank you for your active participation in our contest to find new faces for About.me. As a result of your hard-working promoting your profile, wow, that was an awesome reading fucking sentence. I'm a wordsmith. As a result of your hard work promoting your profile, I am excited to inform you that you are a finalist to be one of the 7 runners-up on our billboard.
Fuck yeah!
So the deal is they choose 10. The top 3 are the grand prize winners. And they get flown to New York. And they stay there for like 3 days, 2 nights or some shit. And they do About.me stuff, I guess. The other 7 of us are runners-up, but we're still in contention to get on the billboard. So either way, roller derby gets some exposure because I like to talk about myself, apparently.
Okay, so how does the voting go for these 7 runners-up? Is there anything that we can do to help you, or is there anything that, what needs to happen?
Can we pimp you out?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Pitchit. How's it going? Would you like to talk to VIVALADERBY? No? Would you like to get on the road and go to Denver?
Oh, shit.
All right.
Hate us.
No, I can do that, and then I got to run. We got 30 minutes before we want to get out of here, so I got 5 minutes to spare.
No worries.
What was the question one more time?
What was the question?
So what do we do to make sure that even though you're in that final set, that final 10, make sure you're in the top 3 eventually?
You've done enough. You've got me way farther than I ever thought it would get. I actually just kind of did it going, oh, this is kind of fun. And suddenly, like, shit went nuts. Everybody was voting, and one day I looked at it, and I got 200 votes. And then 3 days later, I've got 800 votes. And then by the end of it, I've got over 3,000 votes. And it was nuts. Big, huge thank you to everybody in the roller derby community. Hopefully this helps gain some more exposure for our sport that we're in love with so much. It's in their hands now. So you have done more than ever I thought.
Word travels fast around the Derby peeps.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
Like puppies.
We got nothing better to do. It's roller derby or go fuck yourself.
Dump Truck, you're a fine ambassador for the sport that we all love in your gold hot pants. Thanks for joining VIVALADERBY. Really appreciate your time and for staying up with us.
Hey, you got it. No worries. Thank you so much for giving me a shout. Opportunity strikes, right?
That's it. And can you give us a work it out?
Oh, work it out. Viva la Derby.
That's awesome.
That's the
Don't
best.
forget.
Even at 4:30 in the morning, it still works, baby.
Hey, have a safe trip.
Don't pitch it for us.
Yeah.
Love up there to my horny rollers and my Adelaide rollers. Love you all.
worry.
Wolf, miss your face.
Dumptruck.
Y'all be easy. I'll talk to you soon.
See you, Dumpy.
See
All right,
ya.
bye.